RS3, 4 years completed, but time just will not stop. In terms of quests released per year, this one sits at the top. 22 full years of questing, can't use a bank, must stay alive. RuneScape 3, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2005. Welcome back to April 4th, 2005. Going to be finishing up the Slayer training for now with this set of tasks here. Ice Giants, Shades, 63 Slayer, that is Spiritual Rangers and Spiritual Guardians. Actually in two different places. Both that don't exist yet. Pyre Fiends, Crawling Hands, Ghouls, Gelatinous Abominations, Jellies, Chickens, Ice Warriors, Wolves, the next and most recent Slayer monster here. New task, Aberrant Spectres. Very good. These are just up in the Slayer Tower. Kind of need something. Back to Pastina. A nose peg. Put that on, and now we can't smell the Aberrant Spectres. Back over in the Slayer Tower. Going up stairs here. We fought everything else in here lower level. So now we are running over to the Aberrant Spectres, which are locked inside, which is interesting. Open the rusty door here. And there they are. They're aggressive, which is interesting. And we've also gotten past the point where they did the whole monster buffing. So they're now incredibly, incredibly weak compared to everything else we've been fighting. They've got that's basically their max hit. They're like 5 times weaker than other things because lower level things got 5 times stronger. So we should be pretty fine here. Their health is also just decent. Nothing super crazy. And they're definitely a good matchup here. They are magic guys. We got our crystal bow. Overall, gonna be a very easy task. As far as drops go, we've got a lava battle staff, a salvage, dark mystic row bottoms, and coins. One of their staple drops, and they're very well known for, the herbs, are now noted, so we can't really pick those up, because normally they would just drop tons and tons of herbs, all unnoted. Then we'd have to go and bring them to the bank or something. But we don't have a bank. On the plus side, once these actually do exist and are noted, it'd be a decent way to stock up on herbs very easily. Although we will see how much that's going to be necessary with my other herblore plans. But still, pretty decent. XP is fine. There's a salvage, which is always a good time. Decent money, even though we can't pick up the herbs. So, this'll do. This'll do. And there's the lava battle staff. Look at that. It's interesting. Counts as fire and earth runes. But it's also a battle staff. So, level 30. Could upgrade it to level 40. Make it a mystic lava battle staff. Definitely has its uses. Definitely has its uses. Could save an inventory space, not lug around fire and earth runes. That's something. It's not too uncommon here. So definitely something we could get back when necessary. We're going to need the actual fire and earth runes pretty soon here. So we might just come back to this later. Otherwise, it's still a 10k alch, which I think is more useful here. Maybe. And there is cremation ability. That's not a thing yet. 60 for Slayer. And Ghost Hunter goggles. Those don't exist yet. And no unlocks. Ghost Hunter is definitely interesting. It's going to be a bit of a process getting that once it actually exists. A lot of ghosts. A lot of ghosts. And task complete. Really, I'm missing all those herbs. Do get another lava battle staff though. Also alching it. Very retrievable later. Well, this worked out nicely. Turiel has given us a cave bugs task, replacing a task that doesn't exist. And he actually waited until cave bugs do exist, because these were added in the Lumbridge Swamp Cave update. So we need to get over to the Lumbridge Swamp Cave. Have some fun down there. A bit of tactically dodging the wall beasts here. And find some cave bugs. They have no health. They very weak. They are level 7 Slayer, so can't expect too much here. What we can expect is a handful of drops here. Got some runes, herbs, herbler supplies, coins, and an empty candle lantern, which you put a candle inside of. So that's interesting. I need to wander around the cave here a bit, find an area with more bugs. There's not a huge number of spawns here. There's some more over there. Let's even keep trying to dodge the wall beasts over and over as we run around here, shooting cave bugs. Not really too worried about the drops here. This seems like a better section of the cave. Good number of bugs to remove. We're down here. There's one underneath that larva. That's alright. Yeah, definitely not a high-level task whatsoever. Very, very doable here. Eventually we will get to a point where we don't need to constantly get rid of tasks that don't exist by going back to Turiel. And then eventually we'll also get to a point where we don't need to do that at all, because we can just block and actually skip tasks with Slayer points. Well, that is later. K-Bug task. It's done now. 80 ranged. Milestone. Achievement. And tons of unlocks. That is the Zarite Bow, Chaotic Crossbow, Swift Gloves, Cross the Cave south of Dorgish Khan, Antigallo Shortbow, Antigallo Longbow, Gorgonite Arrows, Mega Leather Equipment, Recriminal Bolts, Royal Crossbow, Scrimshaw of Cruelty, Gorgonite Throwing Knives, Farson Sight Sniper Necklace, Attuned Crystal Weaponry, Ancient Repriser, Hex Hunter Bow, and Second Age Bow. None of these exist, and of them, only a few of them are really viable for us to possibly be getting at some point. Some of these are wildly rare, or only in Dungeoneering. An interesting thought. I'm gonna do one more level-ish. Depends on what tasks we get. It's pretty much equalized, but I got a final goal to work towards here. Or halfway there, essentially. Just about. Kinda. Anyways. Pyre Fiends. Ghouls. Lesser Demons. Shades. Wolves. Crawling Hands. Also, something blue is happening. I think that's just somebody upstairs. So check that out. There's random little blue bits happening. And up here... No? Weird. Even further up? Just magical blue. There's an even bigger magical blue streak. Here's some demons. You doing blue things up here? Hmm? It's about the right spot. That's probably him. Floors. How do they work? Yep, there's blue happening. So that blue was coming all the way through 2 floors here. Yep, there it is again. Wild. Wild stuff. Yeah, it is higher up here. Look at that. Another blue. It's just sky blue. Sky's more gray here. Anyways. Cave crawlers. Werewolves. 56 prayer. That is sap adrenaline. Does not exist yet. Green dragons. 65 slayer. And that is a quest requirement. Dust devils and big game hunter Essiotops. None of these exist yet, although one of them's pretty soon. I've been doing a bit of looking into the exact quest requirements and when they exist, and that should be a very good Slayer level cutoff point. We do not need a higher Slayer level until 2011, so that'll be just fine. And we also might just end up training other combat stats, still doing Slayer anyways. But this got us to a nice point here. So I'm just going to finish the task here. Very good. Since we are done with Slayer here, we can alch and drop all of our Slayer stuff. Like this mirror shield. Don't need that anymore. And the leaf-bladed spear. It's a decent melee weapon, but we could do better. And we have the dragon mace anyways. So, lost a little bit of money on that, that's fine. And drop the gem, destroy the ectophile. Yep. And withdraw our 259,000 coins here. Pretty solid. Bring our total cash stack up to 5,093,000. So back over 5 million, which is good. Let's go do a quest. Desert month continues. So we are out here in the desert. At least it's not so hot here in Alcora that we need water skins. But we will be heading out there after we discuss one small additional thing. That happens on April 11th, 2005. We got a new main login theme music. The old one was renamed to Scape Original, and the new one is Scape Main. The very iconic main menu song. Stays around for a few years, gets switched for a bunch of other ones. Some additional ones for various updates and stuff. But Scape Main is, like it says, the main theme here. So that's great. And we also get the quest. Scroll on down here. Just going past all the ones we've done. The Golem. Talk to the clay golem in the ruins of Uzer. Easily enough. It's a whole new place. We will get there. Required items. Empty vial, 4 soft clay, or 6 jugs of water, but it may evaporate. We'll just get the soft clay, thanks. We also need a piece of papyrus. And since there's no tool belt, we're also going to need a pestle and mortar and a hammer and chisel for later. Of all those things, pretty easy to get just where we normally get stuff. Go mine some clay, get a bucket of water, soft clay, there you go. Vial and pestle and mortar, that's in a herblore shop. But papyrus, we can get here with Ali Morsane. Very convenient location. There is a papyrus. I guess we could grab a bucket, use that for the water. Could also buy this pickaxe here for 1,680. That is wildly expensive. So I'm going to go pick up a closer to correct price free one from Bob. So that's fine. Let's go grit all these things together and head out into the desert. Would probably be worth it here to get some desert robes. Will help with going around the desert here. And help the rest with water skins, just about. That'll be good. Out into the desert. Would cost 5 coins, but that's not a thing anymore. The actual pass items. What also is not a thing is the carpets. So we need to run all the way over to Uzer. But that does bring us to new places. And a bridge here that does not have an eye symbol on it yet. And there's no giant tower. There's quite a few things over in this section right here that don't exist. Desert lizards? A possibility. We can quickly look at that up. Desert lizards. Not for a while. You'd think with it being month of the desert, more things in the desert would exist, but not that one yet. That's okay. What we do have is nice empty deserty goodness and some ruins. The ruins of Uzer, which has a broken clay golem walking around and a clay statue with a lot of missing clay. Hey there. Damage severe. Task incomplete. Accept the quest. Shall I try to repair you? Repairs needed. Looks like you could repair the golem with 4 pieces of soft clay. Well, isn't that convenient? We have 4 pieces of soft clay. You apply some clay to the golem's wounds. The clay begins to harden in the hot sun. Luckily it didn't harden in our inventory here. You fix the golem's legs. The golem is nearly whole. And you repair the golem with the final piece of clay. Damage repaired. Thank you. My body and mind are fully healed. Just with some clay. Delightful. Now I must complete my task by defeating the great enemy. What enemy? A great demon. It broke through from its dimension to attack the city. The Golem army was created to fight it. Many were destroyed, but we drove the demon back. The demon is still wounded. You must open the portal so that I can strike the final blow and complete my task. Sounds like a good plan. Open the portal so I can defeat the great demon. And how do I open the portal? The 4 statuettes in the temple must be turned to the correct pattern. I do not know the pattern. Golems are not permitted to open the portal. They got statuettes and a portal, all sorts of stuff. What makes you think you can defeat the demon? You were almost broken just moments ago here. If not I, then who else? No living being can destroy the demon. That is why the golems were created in the first place. But the demon was badly wounded, and the elder demons heal very slowly indeed. It was almost dead when it retreated to its own dimension. Now that I am repaired, I will be able to destroy it easily. Confidence. You like to see it. I'll get right on it. Down here, we've got a place. We got statuettes in alcove, and the door that looks like it's open, but it's actually closed. Turn the statuettes here. We got statuette in alcove, statuette in alcove, and one missing one. So we're missing a statuette. Well, that's not ideal. Using the classic method of grab everything that's not nailed down, and grab a strange implement over here. Yoink. Broken kilns, which were used for making pottery and golems. And a lot of broken golems, my goodness. And over here, black mushrooms. Do whatever you can with whatever you find. You pick a mushroom. And then we will squeeze the mushroom juice into a vial. Perfect. That'll be useful later. Anyways. Need to find the other statuette here. Continuing the look around strategy. There's a letter on the ground. Read the letter. Dearest Varman, I hope this finds you well. Here are the books you asked for. There's been an exciting development closer to home. Another city from the same period has been discovered, east of Varrock. We are starting a huge excavation project here. I don't know if the museum will be able to finance your expedition as well as this one, so I fear your current trip will be the last. May Saradomin grant you safe journey home. Your loving, Alyssa. So there was an expedition out here, and it's over now because of better findings at the dig site. That's also where Alyssa is at, so. If there was an expedition here at the dig site, unsurprisingly they took some things. As is classic archaeology here. Let's get over to the dig site. Where are boots of lightness while we run? I think these water skins might be very heavy. Pretty decent amount of weight currently. I don't know how much the boots of lightness are really helping. Just a little bit, I guess. Better than nothing. What's really helping more is the 70 agility, so we get run energy back at a decent pace. And we're going to be going into the dig site area here, which is wildly different than it was before. See if we can actually find the person we're looking for. Oh boy. Let's see here. First we need to go all the way down to where the entrance to the fence would be. It's a work in progress here. Fences being removed and everything getting moved around. It's a situation. So here's another trail to go start another skill that doesn't exist yet. It's very insistent on us starting necromancy and archaeology here. That's okay. Let's see if we can find who we're actually looking for here. Not them. Around here somewhere. Which operator? Alyssa. There you go. Hello there. I found a letter in the desert with your name on it. Ah, so you found the ruins of Uzer. I wrote that letter to my late husband when he was exploring there. That was a great city as well, but the museum could only fund one excavation, and this one was closer to home. That's fair. If you're interested in his expedition, the notes he made are in the library in the exam center. Alright. Continue to not follow this path. Try to find the correct location of the exam center here. Now, completely different buildings. in completely different places. So it's a whole thing. Exam center. It's one of these two. There's only so many buildings here. Southern bookshelf. Yeah. There's a few bookshelves. Warehouse shelf. Tools cupboard. Shelf. Search bookshelf. Elemental Workshop 2. That ain't it. Well, it's still just Elemental Workshop 2. There's a hidey hole, a chest. And there's shelves we can search. So it might be the right location. Can't search that shelf. Here's a bookshelf. Search the bookcase. You find Varmin's expedition notes. There we go. Let's see what information they have for us. The nomads were right. There is a city here, probably buried for millennia and revealed by the random motions of the sand. The architecture is impressive, even in ruin. It must once have been amazing. One puzzling factor is the pottery. There are fragments all over the ruins, surely too much for a city even of this size. We have set up camp and will do a proper survey tomorrow. And September 20th. The meaning of the pottery was explained today in a most surprising manner. We found a mostly intact clay statue, buried up to its waist in sand, and as soon as we dug it out, it started to walk around. It's a clay golem, built by the city's inhabitants, and dormant all this time. Its head is badly damaged, and it is uncommunicative. Its existence tells us that the city's inhabitants were expert magical craftsmen. The huge kilns in some of the buildings indicate that at some point before its destruction, the whole city was converted to manufacture of these golems. We've also examined the carvings in the large building in the center. There are symbols depicting several of the ancient gods, including Saradomin, Zamorak, and Armadil, but there is another prominent symbol that I cannot identify. As it seems we will need to be here for longer than I thought, I have sent to Alyssa for books on golems and religious symbols. Next day, on September 21st, as we examine the ruins, one thing that becomes increasingly clear. Most of the damage was not due to weathering. The buildings were destroyed by force, as if torn down by giant hands. February 22nd, a breakthrough. We have found the staircase into the lower levels of the temple. This part has been untouched by the elements, and the carvings here are more intact, especially 4 beautiful statuettes in alcoves framing the large door. I've removed one of them. The door will not open. I'm glad I sent for a book on symbols, as the unidentified symbol is even more prominent here, especially on the door. September 23rd, our messenger returned with the books I asked for and a letter from Elsa. It is unfortunate that the museum will not be able to finance a full-scale excavation here, as well as the one closer to Varrock. Although I am, of course, pleased that the other city has been uncovered. With the books, I am able to piece together more of the story of this city. The unidentified symbol in the ruins is that of the demon Thamaron, who was Zamorak's chief lieutenant during the God Wars of the Third Age. With that information, I can say with confidence that these are the ruins of Uzer, an advanced human civilization said to have been destroyed towards the end of the Third Age, roughly 2,500 years ago. It was allied with Saradomin and enjoyed his protection, as well as that of its own mages and warriors. Thamaron was able to open a portal from his own domain straight into the heart of the city, bypassing its defenses. With Saradomin's help, the army of Uzer was able to drive Thamaron back, but the record ends at that point. It has always been assumed that a later attack, either by Thamaron or by Zamorak's other forces, finished the city off. Examining the door again, I now see that it is exactly the sort of door that could be used to seal Thamaron's portal. I'm suddenly glad I was not able to open it. I surmise that the army of golems was created in order to fight the demon, since Uzer's army had been wiped out and Saradomin's forces were increasingly stretched. However, this approach evidently failed, since the city was eventually destroyed. The art of the construction of golems has been lost since the Third Age, and although they are sometimes discovered lying dormant in the ground, no concerted effort has been made to regain it, thanks largely to the modern Cerenomist Church's view of them as unnatural. This view is without foundation, as golems are neither good nor evil, but follow instructions they are given to the letter and without imagination. Indeed, experiencing extreme discomfort for as long as the task assigned to them remains incomplete. Some golems were constructed to obey verbal instructions, but the main method of instruction was to place magical words into the golem's skull cavity. The skull cavity was opened using an implement that looks strange to modern eyes. It was actually an ordinary key. We found a number of these keys in the ruins. The instructions were written on papyrus using the ink from the black mushrooms that still grow in the city, and their magical power derived from the use of a phoenix tail feather as a pen. Phoenixes were once common throughout the desert, but I believe the only remaining specimens are to be found near the river to the west of Uzer. These written instructions would be used for long-term or important tasks, and would override any verbal instructions. Okay. Lots of good information there. Confirming that I did, in fact, take the other statuette. The door goes to a portal to Thamron's domain. What the golems were doing there. And how to do stuff with the golem. Using the strange implement, some ink, papyrus, and then also the phoenix tail feather. Then we need to get all that. We also need to go and get the other statuette back here, because we intend to open up that portal to a demon's domain. As poor of a choice as that sounds, we really cannot leave well enough alone, can we? Hey, you guys got a statuette by any chance? Welcome to the Rock Museum. I'm looking for a statuette recovered from the city of Uzer. Ah yes, a very impressive artifact. The people of that city were excellent sculptors. It's in the display case upstairs. No, I need to take it away with me. What do you want it for? I want to open a portal to the lair of an elder demon. Good heavens! I'd never let you do such a dangerous thing. Fine. How about we lie and say we're not going to do that? I'm going to take that statue because I want it. Well, I just want it? Well, you can't have it. This museum never lets go of its treasures. Be that way. You steal a tiny key. We'll be stealing from the museum now. Let me find the statuette. There it is. Open the display case. Yoink. Okay, I achieved the statuette. Amazing. Drop the cabinet key here. And now we have to head back to the desert. Which is easy enough. Right. Back to Lumbridge again. And we're running. There's no combat in this quest, so that's something. Nice, simple little quest here. Depending on how simple and quick the quests are, could definitely do other things, but this will be fine. We're doing water skins, doing fantastic. I'm gonna drink one so far. Could probably bring less water skins here to have less weight. Well, that's okay. We can always do the cut to having full run energy shenanigans. That works fine too. We got the key, the ink, the statuette. Now all we need is 5 GP to run through the Shantae Pass here. We have 5 million. We could literally go there, go through there 1 million times, I don't think it's really worth worrying about. But one thing we still need is a Phoenix Feather. Phoenix is in a slightly different location now. It's on this side of the river instead of further up to the northeast. But we can still grab a feather here. 52 thieving. Probably be fine. Yoink. Feather. Dip it. There you go. Now we are prepared to get the golem to do something. Once we decide what we want it to do, I guess. I'm just going to stand on a bridge for a second here. What a restful bridge. Anyways. Back to Oozer here. Go and open the portal. A lizard that doesn't exist just attacked us. How rude. How rude of him. My goodness. Another lizard that doesn't exist just attacked us. Wild. Wild stuff. I was trying to go into some ruins. Everybody's being so rude. Back down the staircase. Hi, Golem. We've got this back. He doesn't know the code. Need to rotate things correctly. Left, right, up, down. The door grinds open. Okay. We're just gonna throw ourselves in here. Sounds like a good plan. The room is dominated by a colossal horned skeleton. Looks like the demon didn't survive after all. Wild. Wild stuff. Well, that's good news. There wasn't a elder demon in there ready to murder us. I'm gonna count that as a win, as far as I'm concerned. Let's go tell the golem here. Hey, golem. My task is incomplete. You must open the portal so I can defeat the great demon. It's okay. The demon is dead. The demon must be defeated. No, you don't understand. I saw the demon's skeleton. It must have died of its wounds. Demon must be defeated. Task incomplete. Oh, you. You write on the papyrus. Your task is done. We should really be more specific than that. All tasks? All tasks are done? Alright. Insert the key, and the golem's skull hinges open. My goodness. Here, have one of these. Skull hinges open. Use the program. Insert. I got the implement here. Skull hinges open. Yes. Golem's skull shuts automatically. Just had to be quicker, I guess. New instructions. Updating program. Task complete. Thank you. Now my mind is at rest. And that's it. 1 quest point, 1,000 thieving XP, 1,000 crafting XP. We can get Phoenix Feathers, which will be much more useful later. A magic carpet route to the ruins of Oozer. Magic carpets don't exist yet. And the ability to search Thenron's throne to get 6 gems. Sounds like a plan to me. Let's go search Thenron's throne to get 6 gems. Love this idea. Excited to be a part of it. Need some space to get 6 gems, though. All this stuff, and this stuff. Plenty of things we don't need. Hey, Themron. Here to steal your gems. Like a giant rib cage. Could be. Slightly concerning. Pickaxe. Hammer. Chisel. Remove the gems. That is an achievement, too. Delightful. You prize the gems from the demon's throne. Very nice. And we got rubies, sapphires, and emeralds. Oh, that's pretty cool. With this number of gems, I feel like it could be worth to go and make something. I think it could be good. They're not uncut gems, so we can't get a bunch of extra crafting XP. I do want to get some crafting XP here. I think we're going to go and get gold, and then some kind of mold. I guess amulet would be fine. Craft ruby everything. Yeah. And get a little bit of money here. Again, not that we really need more money right now. We have over 5 million. This is a very, very small amount of extra money here. That's okay. Getting 6 gems. Pretty worthwhile. Mining gold. Using the bronze pickaxe. Still not great. Still not great. At least we have 66 mining. So, it's something. Yeah. As far as quests are concerned, that was definitely one of the shorter ones. Just talk, look around, go to the dig site, the museum, and come back. Pretty simple. For a pretty simple reward, too, so it all balances out here pretty well. The Golem will be required for more things in the future. Like a lot of early quests and easy stuff like that. There are still some quests that are just not required for anything. But everything is required for us in this whole chronological business, so that's alright. Yeah, mining the gold is not too quick. It'd definitely be better if we got a better pickaxe. That would obviously be the correct choice for doing extended amounts of mining. And we're going to be doing some extended amounts of mining here pretty soon. I got some plans. And the plans are coming sooner than you think. Depends how things go here. And they're also coming later than you'd think. Depends how things go here. If this is all working out, we should be fine. There is the gold. I just need to go get a mold and go to a furnace. Both of which are down in Alcarid here, so that'll be just fine. Ooh, this would be a good opportunity to actually do some stuff with that. That'll actually work quite nicely. We're kind of going to want a specific amulet here. So making these amulets is actually super worthwhile here. Give me the amulet mold. We're probably going to have to enter the pin here to use the metal bank. But we're not really using the metal bank, we're just needing to do that to access the furnace. We also need to do the crafting portion here too. Smelt a furnace. Make some gold. I don't think we can get multiple bars of gold or anything. So that's fine. This will work nicely though. 6 bars of gold for 6 gems. Should be good. Should be good. And then go to here. And we only have the amulet mold, so we need to make amulets. Make some sapphire amulets. And get 56 crafting. Amazing. That is a quest requirement. Diamond necklace. Duskweed robe bottoms. Rock costumes. Duskweed shield. Spinal leather shield. Strong divination urn. And mystic orb. Of those, the diamond necklace is a thing. I'm going to enchant that into a phoenix necklace. Well, that's too useful these days. Anyways, finish making some more amulets here. Looking good. Then we can go get some balls of wool to actually finish the necklace. I think that'd be a solid plan here. I'll just see if the alch price is any different. 540 for this one. So definitely a much higher alch price than just alching the gems. So that's good. We get some balls of wool here. use this on this. Sapphire amulets. Same price. Just looks better though. Technically there is token stringing XP here, so it's something. Drop the pick, drop the amulet mold, and be on our way towards another place. We'll all go in there. I'm gonna elk most of the amulets. Like this ruby amulet here. 1,215 coins. Not too shabby. Tiny little lever. Go here. Go into the wilderness. Whoop. High elk. An emerald amulet for 765. Obviously a bit less, since it is a lesser gem. Slice the web with the rune hatchet here, because that still counts as a slash thing. High elk, a sapphire amulet for 540, like we saw. High elk, another ruby, another emerald. Then we'll take this final sapphire necklace here. Bring it over to the mage bank. Slash the webs, pull the lever, which is now actually a lever. Just a little bit ago, that was a ladder. But teleblock and all that. Purchase a cosmic rune. And turn this into an amulet of magic. Because we've got some magic to do next time. Although, next time is going to be in quite amount of time here. If I've scheduled things correctly here, and if you're hearing this, I did, because I would have changed the episode if it wasn't. I'm going to be taking a short break here. If you're, again, if you're watching this during or near the release date. I'm going to be taking a short break to go play the next old school RuneScape League. Trailblazer Reloaded. That'll be fun. Should be like 2 months or something. But during those 2 months, I'm going to be making significant progress on this account too. Just need to get to that point first. So, a little bit more pre-recording here to get to that point. But that'll be fine. And it's really going to pay off. And then, after that, it's really going to pay off because the next quest, where we use all this magic, and also kind of just be here. This is a great spot to actually have ended here. More magic, perfect spot. When we return, desert treasure. Next time. Goodbye.